I'm in Budleigh Salterton on the south coast of Devon, and today we're going to be walking from Budleigh Salterton eastwards to Sidmouth, and this will take us along the southwest coast path. Just panning round in Budleigh Salterton to give you a view of the place, and now I'm looking eastwards, and that's the route we'll be taking up over that green area. One of the first things you'll notice about Budleigh is that the beach is a pebble beach. This is quite unusual in South Devon. If you work along the coast from Torquay, Paignton, Sidmouth, Exmouth, they're all sandy beaches. But here at Budleigh we have these pebble beach. It looks straightforward to follow this path in front of us and up beside that green field ahead. But what you can't see is at the end of this pebble beach is the River Otter, and it's not possible to cross it at this point. A pan round, you can start to see the river estuary, and we have to follow a path which goes down the estuary to a crossing point, a bridge, and then we track back up the other side. Well, I've tracked just over half a mile inland along the river estuary, and we have this bridge here where we can cross the river. This is the view from the bridge, looking down the river as it heads out towards the sea. And you can see the amount of water in it. You can understand why we couldn't have waded across it further along. We have to get down to this bridge. We're now working our way back along beside the river, on the other side, on the east side, back towards the coast. Well, we've completed our route around the River Otter estuary, and we rejoined the sea. That's the Otter as it joins the sea, and you can see why you simply can't wade across it. We're looking back at the Pebble Beach, and if you can see the cars down there in the car park, that's where we turned inland to follow the estuary. We've done almost 2 miles when we started this video, and this is the green field that we saw in these opening shots, and we can now follow the path up beside it. Just a quick look back at Budleigh. You can see the cliffs here are very unstable. If you look closely, you can see some long vertical cracks on this cliff face. It's a warning that it could disappear into the sea at almost any time. You can see the path rolling away in front of us now, and eventually we will have to go up over the wooded high point there with the brown cliff face, and then it drops down into Sidmouth. Just completed 3 miles, and we're just walking on these very pleasant cliff top paths. Very easy going, a few ups and downs, a few slopes to negotiate, but very nice walking. And this is Brandy Head Observation Post. And there are several information boards here and absolutely panoramic views out towards the sea. This is the way we're walking. A little bit of sunlight lighting it up at the moment. And down there you can see some buildings. That's Dram Bay, holiday camp, holiday park, and we'll be walking through that shortly. And then behind that you can see the tall hills and cliffs that we have to walk over. And then just at the bottom of them you can see Sidmouth, the white buildings. A little bit narrow and steep here. Something over 4 miles from when we started, and we're coming down into Dram Bay. Well done, Dram Bay. It's nice to get a welcome like that. Here's a view looking back and looking down at the beach at Dram Bay and the cliffs that we've just walked over to get here. It's a pretty little spot. Well, we're climbing steadily now up this track. You can see the cliffs ahead. We have to go over the top of those. Onward and upward. Well, that's the first of a couple of steep climbs. Not long, but they are steep. And that's the first one done. We're now walking through a small plantation of conifers. As we're going along, we're picking up these markers for the Southwest Coast Path, and these are right round the whole path, all 630 odd miles of it. You've got these markers, very easy path to follow. Just got to get over this hill here and then down into Sidmouth. What we also get from this high point is panoramic views inland across the Devon countryside. Well, we've reached the top, and the notice board here tells us that this was called Peak Hill. There's a view back over the way we've just come. We're just starting the descent now from Peak Hill, and I noticed that the walk is just 6 miles long, 6 miles since we started. We've come down a steep path off of Peak Hill, and now we have to walk for a few yards down this lane. There's a plaque here on a stone beside the path to Ronald F. Delderfield. We were off that lane within 50 yards. We followed some footpaths ever downhill, and now we're on this long grassy footpath sloping gently down into the town of Sidmouth. There's Sidmouth, or the front of Sidmouth, and if you look at those cliffs behind, you'll see there's been a very recent cliff fall. The path now takes a right and takes us down onto the seafront. Now looking back in the direction that we've walked up over the top of those hills, you can see the beach goes quite a long way round. Well, this is it. This is Sidmouth. You'll notice that Sidmouth has both a pebble beach at the top here, and then where the water's gone out it has the sand. I'll just pan round to the main part of the promenade, and that's the way we're walking. Well, that's it. This is Sidmouth, another delightful Devon seaside town. And we've done 7 miles since we left Budleigh Salterton. An absolutely wonderful walk over the cliffs. Would thoroughly recommend it. And there is a good bus service between the two towns. So whichever way you walk it, there will be a bus back to where you started. Till the next time.